Bhante, there is a question about what is actually Tibetan living Buddha. Who is Tibetan living Buddha?
This concept of the living Buddha is not found in original Buddhism, because when you talk about a Buddha, generally you mean a Sammasambuddha. Let me explain these terms. What do you mean by an Arahan and a Buddha? Arahan comes from two words, Arahatta. It used to be called Arahatta. Ara means the spokes of a wheel. The spokes of a wheel. Hatta means destroyed. That means an Arahan or Arahatta is one who has destroyed the wheel of existence, samsara. That means he is not going to be reborn again. An Arahan is not going to be reborn again. That means an Arahan is a liberated person. And an Arahan includes a Buddha. What's the difference between a Buddha and an Arahan? A Buddha is a self-enlightened Arahan. That means a Buddha, when he was reborn in the last life, there was no Dhamma in the world. And when there's no Dhamma in the world, he has to strive by himself to enter Nibbana, to become enlightened. Yes or not? Like our Sakyamuni Buddha. And my personal opinion is that all these Buddhas, they are generally Sakadagamin, second stage Arya. Because second stage Arya has only one life left. He must enter Nibbana. Just like a ripe durian must fall. So, these kind of people like our Sakyamuni Buddha, because he was already a Sakadagami when he came in his last life, even though there is no Dhamma around, he will strive very hard and enter Nibbana and become enlightened. So that is a Buddha. Buddha is a self-enlightened Arahan. And a Buddha, there are two types of Buddha. 99.999% of Buddhas are Pacheka Buddhas. Because when a person becomes a Buddha, then he contemplates living beings. He finds that most people don't want to practice the Dhamma. Most people don't want to go against their natural tendency of greed, hatred and delusion. So very difficult to teach living beings. That's why 99.99% of Buddhas are Pacheka Buddhas. And once in a long time, you get a Sammasambuddha. Our suttas, the Buddha said, when he looked into the last 91 world cycles, he saw only 6 Sammasambuddhas. 91 world cycles so long, only 6 Sammasambuddhas. I mean, Sammasambuddha is very difficult to find. So, that is a Sammasambuddha. Now, in our original teachings of the Buddha said that the next Sammasambuddha who will come will be called Maitreya Buddha, also called Metteyya Buddha in Pali. In Chinese it's called what? Mila for. And in our suttas, the Buddha said, when man's age, average age, goes up to 80,000 years, when our lifespan is 80,000 years, then Mila for will appear. So before that time, there is no other Sammasambuddha. So these people who talk about life Buddhas, they don't understand this principle of found in the original Buddha teachings. Because once a person has become enlightened, become a Buddha is an awakened one. Life actually is like a dream. When you awaken, you don't dream anymore. Why is life like a dream? Because the whole world is in consciousness. Do you believe that? The whole world is in consciousness. Although to us the world is so real, but it's no different from your dream. When you're dreaming at night, your dream is real as now. Yes or not? It's only when you wake up only you realize, it was only a dream. Now I prove to you 2 ways. One is the world exists because we see. Yes or not? we see the world. And we hear the sounds of the world. We smell, we taste, and we touch. These 5 senses tell us there is an outer world. And the mind tells us there's an inner world. So these 6 senses working will tell you there's an outer and there's an inner world. If I take away your seeing consciousness, and you don't have eyes to see, you don't have anything to see with, then you are less one very important factor, the seeing. If I take away your hearing, then you can't hear any sound in the world. If I take away your senses one by one, ultimately there is no world. Yes or no? And sometimes we think that the eye sees the world, but the eye does not see the world. Because if the eye sees the world, you go for a quick operation, you take out your 2 eyes, put your 2 eyeballs here, and ask your eyes to see the world. Can see or not? Cannot see. And you don't need the eyes to see, because at night when you are dreaming, your eyes are closed, but you see another world. Yes or not? It's only consciousness that creates the world. So this is one proof. Another way is to look into your body. When you examine your body, you use science to examine your body, you find that your body is made up of cells. Millions and millions of cells, yes or not? You have live cells, you have dead cells. The dead cells constitute your hair, your bone, your nail, etc., your outer skin. These are dead cells. The rest is all live cells. Whether it's dead cells or live cells, it is all composed of molecules and atoms. But molecules are also atoms, right? So your body, which is made up of cells, is all made up of atoms. Yeah. So your whole body is made up of atoms, right? Now let's analyze an atom. When you look into an atom, you will find it is similar to the sky when you look at night. When you look into the sky at night, you find it's 99.99999% empty. Here and there you find a star, a planet, a satellite, but the actual most of it is void, emptiness. Yes or not? So, because an atom 99.9999% is empty, and your body is made out of atoms, that means your whole body 99.9999% is empty. Your body is no different from the air around you. Then why is it you see yourself as a human being with solid body? Now only science is beginning to realize that this 99.999% emptiness is actually consciousness. Consciousness pervades whole of space. So our consciousness makes us dream. Now you dream that you are a human being. And then one day you dream that you passed away from this life. Another dream will begin. Then you see yourself as another being. So it's all the working of consciousness. That's why in Buddhism, mind is very important. Mind is like the software, the program that you put into your computer. What program you put into your computer, when you open your computer, whatever comes on the screen depends on your program. So in the same way, our mind, the show that now we are dreaming, we are a human being, depends on what program? On your karma. Karma is the program you put into your mind. What actions you do will govern what type of show you have. If you put in a lot of evil karma, when you die, you see yourself in hell, being tortured, suffering. Because you don't realize it's a dream, it's like a nightmare. When you're having a nightmare, you're suffering in that nightmare, yes or not? But when you wake up from that dream, then you realize, just now so excited, only a dream only, yes or not? So the Buddha is the awakened one. We are all still dreaming. Actually, you find, you study the suttas, that many things the Buddha has said, now science is only beginning to discover. For example, in our suttas, the Buddha said that time has no beginning and time has no end, and space is boundless, and consciousness can be developed until it is boundless. The first few things science has recently discovered. Professor Stephen Hawking now is saying the same thing that the Buddha said. Time has no beginning, time has no end. Space is boundless. But Professor Stephen Hawking has not developed his mind like the Buddha, So he does not know that consciousness can be boundless. The other surprising thing that the Buddha has stated in the suttas is that the Buddha said world systems expand and contract. Now scientists see all the stars are moving away from each other, but they don't know whether these stars will keep on moving forever. But Buddha has already said that the stars will move to a certain limit. After that they move back. They come nearer and nearer and nearer. Now we have a sun in our system. After a very, very long time, a second sun will come because the stars are all coming nearer and nearer. And when a second sun comes, our earth becomes so hot that all human beings will die, all animals will die, all plants will die. Then later a third sun will appear, and then slowly the rivers will dry up, the ponds will dry up. And then the fourth sun will appear, and then the big rivers also will dry up, the ocean becomes shallower and shallower. Until 7 suns appear, all the stars come together, and the whole thing will burn. Burn and then will come together. And then comes together, becomes what? Black hole. Science now calls it a black hole. Then after a long time, it will explode in the Big Bang. Explode and then everything will start again. All this the Buddha saw already. Now science only beginning to discover.